Welcome to the Damn Opinion Podcast. Spoiler alert. Listener discretion advised. What's funny is we tell a lot of stories on and off air.
That's true. That is true.
And so I just thought, you know what? We don't have a topic necessarily for today, but we have a lot of stories.
Right. And sometimes these stories didn't fit in our podcast. So we kind of had to edit them out or edit them in or whatever.
Yep.
And so like this particular podcast is kind of be like all the lost stories that really didn't fit in past podcasts.
It's like Gilligan's Island of stories.
Exactly. It's going to be fun. So sit right back and you'll hear a tale.
Or hear a tale.
A hell a tale. Do I sound like a southern woman? You're going to hell a tale? Yes.
Oh, just listen to the tales.
Oh, enjoy. It's kind of funny. Sometimes your biggest gifts end up being like stuff you didn't want at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Because I never wanted to do a podcast with you. It turns out I was right.
So Powerball's $500 million.
Okay. Here's something. Powerball's $500 million. And this morning, when I was taking a shower, I look up.
Please make this relatable.
The numbers were on the shower.
No, I looked up.
You used the Ouija.
I looked up and there was a ladybug in my shower. Oh, this is wintertime.
Uh-huh.
Ladybug in my shower.
They're lucky.
Right? So they're lucky. Lucky ladybug.
Uh-huh.
So I took a picture of that and then I counted all its spots and I bought that many lotto tickets tonight. So I'm going to win the lotto. I'm just letting you know. Took a picture of it, like blew it up.
If he wins the lotto.
Powerball's tomorrow night.
Powerball, one of them's tonight.
That's mega.
That's mega. And then
Did you buy Powerball or Mega?
both, just in case.
You bought that many tickets of both?
Yes, exactly.
Powerball's tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I do Powerball and Super Lotto Wednesdays and Saturdays. 257 million payout.
I just love the
On what? The
conversations.
$500 million one?
Yeah, you only get
That's more than half. I mean, they're taking more than half.
Yeah.
Estimated payout, it says, is 257.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's not a lot.
And then I'm still not sure. Doesn't California then take some too?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like if you're in
So
California.
you don't
they
get the
even-
$500 million, bro. It's always so you're 257 and beat. Do they take another 40%?
No, I don't think it's that much. It's like some sort of a little excise tax or something.
But then
on.
you'll have to claim that as income, and the government will take even more at the end of the year, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. You ain't going to see $500 million, bro.
Are you kidding me
No,
right
you're
now?
going to see about 150.
So they take out, there's the cash payout, which is less than the over 30-year payout. But then the cash payout, but then they take out the whatever the federal taxes are, then the state taxes, and then you see it as income. You get taxed on that at the end of the year?
Yeah.
I would move to Nevada the next day.
But you want to know the funny thing that sucks about it? Is that in California, you don't get to claim it blindly, right?
Yeah,
you
you
have
have
to
to.
tell them your name.
Yeah.
So can you imagine the entire, just everyone and their brother just on top of you?
We've
You
talked
would
about
move to
this.
Nevada. Yeah.
So I'm okay because I'm James Smith. Good luck.
Yeah, no kidding.
But I would just wait. I would get
To
my
the
lawyer.
very last day.
I would wait until the news cycle. And it's like, oh my God, Trump peed his pants. Hey, guess what? Let's announce today.
Yeah.
I would wait till whatever the most major deal is, I'm announcing that day.
Yeah.
So I am at least the number 2, 3, 4 on the news cycle. Because it's going to be local news that's going to get you. You'll get some of the bigger, but if you wait a couple months, it won't be, oh, the billionaire came out. Okay.
Yeah, but you have people lined up for every lotto winner. You've got the sicko ambulance chasers, the lawyers, the insurance people, everybody there that do this with everyone. So this is an industry for them.
Yep.
And that's what they do. So, and then not talk about just scammers. Like I've heard of people like, oh, my baby is dying of cancer. It may or may not be true, but you can't fund everybody's cancer
Nope.
baby, you know? And so it just ends up being just a shit show for these people who can't do it without saying their name. It sucks. But in a lot of states, you can do a blind trust and it's all up and blah, blah, blah.
I rarely see here in California everybody's name like on the news, even when the big one were. It's like it's somebody in LA. They say that, but I never see it's like it's Bill Craig in Rockland.
So the last guy who won I forget what his name is, but I think it's a Hispanic name. They would
but
say it.
That guy's getting all crazy, though. He's buying all kind of big real estate all around the state. He's like, I got money. He's being kind of dumb.
And somebody immediately sued him saying it was his and that, all that stuff too.
That's just a dumb lottery winner. Mm-hmm. You got to lay low for a little while. Have the trust company buy the property.
Bingo. Because that's what you hire your guys for. If you win it in California, you got to hire the professionals to hide your name for it. Right?
Don't worry when Nerd Night Mafia is buying property in Malibu.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Don't worry about that. There's nothing to see there.
But I mean, that guy bought like a $140 million mansion or something. Yeah. And it's like, okay, if you have $500 and your house is $140, do you do it? Maybe, if that's where you want to do it. But he's buying a whole bunch of houses, and it's like,
yeah, you better set up a trust though, because the amount of money it takes to upkeep those properties is expensive.
Hello, yeah. I mean, you can't buy a huge 14-room mansion and not have somebody cleaning it and cooking there and doing all that.
Most people who win the lottery never had any money, never knew what to do with their money anyway.
Right.
So there's a billion horror stories because they couldn't manage the $40,000 a year they made. Mm-hmm. They definitely can't manage the $400 million that they just won.
Yeah, like right now, it's just me and my girlfriend. We live together. Why would I want a 14-room mansion?
Yeah.
I don't want that. But when I had 4 kids, I might want a 7-room mansion and that kind of stuff. But still, who wants to live in a huge house where you're like, hello,
intercom.
I gotta call. Yeah.
Hello, what room are you in?
Yeah, no kidding.
That's got to be weird because that happened in the past where you get people who basically their family died and you get the old spinster or the old guy who lives on in a house that has like 36 rooms.
Yeah.
What do you do? I mean, you got your help around you, but
yeah,
you have a party.
That's all you got.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. It's like you don't buy a place like that.
No, you inherit it from family.
Right.
But then you get old and what are you going to do?
Yeah. It's too much. It's too much. I mean, I think that people are stupid. They see a shiny toy and they go, I got to have it. But, people that buy the 14-room mansions are people who already are industries of business and they can have parties. They're there to impress them. They're there to do business. They're there to show off their wealth so that they can get more gigs or whatever.
He's probably thinking I can buy it and then sell it later on for even more money.
And that makes a good point. Maybe they had somebody say, if you buy this mansion, you're going to be able to write all this off and do this, this, and this. And he's like, okay, well, whatever. I guess I'll buy it.
Still dumb.
Yeah, because you can't Airbnb that shit.
No, I like all those memes that you won't know I won the lotto, but there'll be signs.
Like what? What are the signs? Oh, is that it? That's it, just the signs.
There'll be signs.
Like I'm off Facebook forever.
Yeah.
Like I'm at a bunch of football games.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wow, how come he is every Raider
Why are you
game?
friends with Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
Boy, weren't you just at the football game last weekend? Yes.
See, the thing about it is, it's like you want to win the lotto once you've like found the love of your life, right? Because you don't want to be like 500 billion and single, right? That's just a nightmare, because all the strippers come out and they're in love with you.
Non-disclosure. Before you get on the boat, all phones go in that box and you're signing that thing right there. All strippers on the boat now.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. Everybody's phone in the box.
Yeah.
How does James have this pre-planned?
Yeah, he already knows. How do you know about these things? Oh my gosh, that's what if I win it, that's your job, is to find the models in Miami who are stupid enough to want to go on the boat with you.
All I have to say is yacht.
That's true.
That's all I have to say.
What's your name? James Yacht?
James Yacht.
I mean, James Smith.
All I would do is walk around and look for the girls taking Instagram pictures. How would you like to take that picture on a yacht?
Especially when you show up on this yacht.
Yes. Come on.
It's funny how you...
All free. Food, drink, all you want. Is that your girlfriend? Bring her.
Yeah.
The yacht has a DJ.
Yeah, we're going to be raging. Come on, phones.
Isn't
In
it
here.
funny?
Sign right here.
The simplistic thing, a yacht and alcohol and drugs
And music.
They will all come.
Yes.
They're ready to go.
Yep.
It's so interesting how people are weird like that.
See, I will totally be your
Butler.
It's not the butler. I'll be your Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, really?
No,
Really?
it's
It kind of
Shalane
is, because
Maxwell.
look at how old he is. Oh, that's true. And he's gonna. If you're gonna get the girls that come on the boat, they're not underage, but they're young.
You're just the traveling madam, is what you are.
That's pretty much true.
Well, if you did do that, I would require that you have a cigarette in your mouth constantly with a cigarette holder.
With a monocle.
Yes, just like hello, ladies, the yacht.
But you'd have to wear a corset on the outside of your suit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So DNR, do not resuscitate. People with DNR, do they ever change their mind at the last moment?
No, wait.
Hold on, resuscitate me. I'm losing consciousness. Never mind.
I thought it meant do not recess or something. No, I don't want that.
I mean, I'm thinking. So I need to ask Bill, because I think he would have a different answer here, right? If you were in a situation where it was a DNR, do not resuscitate, would you actually sign a DNR, like do not resuscitate, or would you last minute go, no, I changed my mind. Go ahead and bring me back. Bring me back.
So here's the thing about DNRs, right?
I feel like I'm about to get a lecture on this.
Well, but the DNR does not mean do not resuscitate.
That's exactly what it means.
No. If I am having a heart attack in the hospital, they're going to try to get me back alive. Well, the DNR is really for if I'm brain dead, pull the plug. I don't want to be artificially there. Yes,
No.
yes, absolutely. If you have a heart attack at the they're not going to be if you have a do not resuscitate right now, what is it there for? It's there for if you're brain dead. But if you just had a heart attack, they're he said do not resuscitate.
Yes.
He's 56 years old and nope, we're not going to resuscitate him. He's healthy otherwise.
I think Bill's right. There is some stipulations in there.
I don't know, because if you sign off on the back of your driver's license to say, I will donate, I'm a donation person. You can just take all my body parts and use them for other things. And you have a DNR? I think they're going to be like,
Early in the old days, my mom said, do not do that because they will not try to make you,
they won't try as hard.
They won't try as hard and they'll try to do. And it's I think that there are new rules established now that, they're going to try to save your life no matter what, and then they give away your body.
I don't agree. I don't think so.
At some point they won't, though, because you've signed a DNR. Do not resuscitate.
Yeah, but the do not resuscitate really is in a brain dead type situation.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know this with my own father. He's had medical emergencies like that, and they've always resuscitated them.
Was he a DNR?
Yeah, totally. And so was my mom. So
there she is right now, complaining against your thought process.
Exactly. We brought it up because when you walked out, I said, between your shorts and your slippers and that sweatshirt, you look like you're 85 years old tonight. Yeah. So when the medics show up, I don't know where his medication is, sir.
Yeah, we think he's DNR. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Wow. Would you sign a DNR?
Oh, yeah. I don't want to be a burden on I don't want to be brain dead and have them artificially keep me alive. No.
Yep. We've already had the discussion with the fam.
All right.
And if they don't want to, open the window and let me go that way. Put the pillow over my face.
Wait, open the window and let you go? It's raining or
so
snowing
I can fall
outside?
out. Yeah, so I can fall out and kill myself.
Look at that beautiful view, Dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Woo, out I go. Put the pillow over my face, whatever. When the nurse leaves, cinch the tube. I don't care.
Wow.
Yeah, but here is the bigger one. Let's say you had Lou Gehrig's disease, where your body disintegrates, but your mind is always
That's horrible.
there.
You're trapped in prison.
You're trapped in a prison. So now I think that most people at some point are going to say, when it gets to a certain level, I want to go with dignity, right? You don't want to just be laying there I really, my arms itch, my butt hurts or whatever. I can't do anything about it.
If you can listen to this podcast over and over again, is it really getting that bad?
It really is.
I think I would take my own life before I got in the hospital.
Right.
You would
Lou
just
Gehrig.
Because you don't want your family to do it and have this guilt.
Yeah, no.
Right?
No.
So would you do it when you're still somewhat healthy? Is that what you mean?
Yes. As you're really starting to break down near the end.
Like you're realizing I just peed myself.
Okay,
for the third
I'm going
time.
out in the woods. Don't come look for me. Okay. I'm going out in the woods, and in a week, this is where I'll be. Come find me, and I'll probably be dead.
Oh, so you'd mail something. That's what you should do is mail your coordinates.
No, I would just tell them where I'm going to be, and in a week, come there.
They're going to try and stop you.
No, they wouldn't. No. Because you're already...
Well,
if you're going to have a DNR with them...
They are not the nicest children.
And it's my wish is to die, and they know, like you're saying, you have Lou Gehrig's disease, and you're going to just die at some point anyway. I wouldn't do it immediately. Okay, it's getting bad now. It's time.
So there's also this thing, where the hospice workers, they've been around the block a little bit, right? They will come in and they'll say, hey, here's some morphine, and we've given you enough for the whole month. So make sure you only give, 3 milliliters a day for the pain, because you don't want to take it all at once, because that will kill him.
That's bad.
That is bad. And then wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and they're out the door. And then you can say, goodbye, everybody. I'll love you. Let's say our goodbyes. They walk out the door, and you get, you can do it to yourself if you can hit a morphine button.
Well, basically, morphine just knocks you out so much that your lungs and muscles stop working.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound very fun. I want to go out with some flair.
What, going out in the woods?
Yeah, I might light half the forest on fire while I'm
Why
out.
wouldn't you get a...
Because he's going to do it with a flare gun. That's what he is.
I might make an explosion. Who knows?
No, why don't you dress up as Bigfoot and start attacking a town?
Yeah, the more I'm thinking, I think you need to go out with a little flair.
That would be cool.
Dress as Bigfoot and just start chasing a hunter? How would that not be perfect?
Fly off the I Street Bridge at 80 miles an hour out into the river. Something exciting.
With a GoPro camera.
Something.
Okay, so you have to be realistic, because if you are in that bad a health, you are not going to go to Vegas and throw one on the black or red, and you're not going to go off the I Street Bridge. But I think you're talking about jumping off the I Street Bridge?
Or going in a car at 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, but that may not kill you.
Put a brick on.
Yeah, but would you really? I mean, you're in bad health, kind of, right? You're kind of in bad health. Imagine your worst cold. Are you really going to have the energy to go
but
in a
can you
car?
imagine being on the top of like some peak in Switzerland and you're in the squirrel suit?
That's what I'm
And you're
talking
like,
about.
I'm jumping.
That's what I'm talking
And you
about.
basically like halfway down, you're like, I'm flying. Then you're like, now I'm getting really tired. And then you just stop flying and go straight to the ground.
Yeah. Or just, I mean, like whoever said, a Bigfoot outfit. That's easy enough to put a costume on and then go in the woods and kill yourself. And then,
just start chasing a hunter.
It'll make the news.
The hunter will kill you. If you start chasing the hunter,
What if he
will
just
turn and
wings
shoot you?
Oh,
Well, you'd have to have enough stamina to keep going.
Or what if he's like, hey, you're in a Bigfoot suit. You look stupid.
just shoot me?
well, no, what you do is you get a big buck head during hunting season. And you run around. I see a 6-pointer. Boom. And then that's suicide by hunter instead of suicide.
That doesn't seem nearly as exciting.
Yeah. As what? The I Street Bridge? Jumping off? You wouldn't do it, though. You're really sick, right? So you're like kind of depressed. You just wouldn't go through it.
Hey, some drugs would stimulate me for a good 15 minutes that I can drive the car off the bridge.
Okay, sure.
I'm near death.
Yeah, you
Put a brick on the accelerator.
Wow.
I'm just trying to think of something fun and exciting.
That is exciting.
Something fun and exciting.
That doesn't hurt anybody else. You don't want to hurt anybody else.
Right. See, the I Street Bridge, you could accidentally hurt someone.
Why wouldn't you just beg Elon Musk to go up in a rocket?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Just be like, I'm going up in a rocket. I don't get. Well, this one's not coming back. I know. It's okay.
It's a test rocket. All right.
Yeah.
Probably going to explode. Fine.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Oh, well, that would be cool,
Yeah,
because
I'd be
then you
down
could
with
just
that.
see the Earth, and then you're like, goodbye. It'd be great. You think that Kenny Loggins should be immortal? If you could pick one person,
Well,
it would be Kenny
I
Loggins.
was just thinking when he's saying that too. Kenny Loggins.
No. I'm saying there's certain people that shouldn't have gotten old. Like
Kenny Loggins should
like the
not be
Beatles
fucking
shouldn't have gotten
immortal.
old. Kenny Loggins shouldn't have gotten old because he just basically was an excellent voice and a good songwriter. Who else?
David Bowie.
Wait a minute. Do you know about Kenny Loggins, where he's like a real big hippie, and like when he got married in the nude. Like him and his wife were both nude.
I don't.
The fact that you don't know these things about Kenny Loggins really is disconcerting.
Do I look at Kenny Loggins? No, I listen to Kenny Loggins.
I'm not saying that you look at Kenny Loggins in the nude. I'm just saying.
I think he totally does.
No. Well, he might. Does he have nude photos on the internet?
I think he does.
I've never looked. Have
I
you
think
looked?
that's how he gets ready for an evening with Lisa, is he looks at Kenny Loggins.
Well, he puts on Kenny Loggins. This is it. And he dances around in a reindeer.
He goes
thong.
right to Pornhub. Kenny Loggins.
Anyway, Michael McDonald was like, here's my best friend getting married, but he's naked.
Was he the best man?
I don't think so, but I think he was just watching.
Just once again, another reason to hate dirty hippies.
Who would be the best man at that naked Kenny Loggins wedding?
Hopefully nobody. That's awkward.
Messina.
Here's the ring. Put your hand out, please.
Well,
Extend the arm. Extend it.
I don't need the ring holder. Take the ring.
Here comes the dad walking her down the aisle.
Yeah, no kidding. Honestly, can you imagine?
Everybody's naked?
What if your own daughters was like, Dad, we're going to do it this way?
Naked.
Would you walk her down the aisle?
No.
Would you go to the wedding?
I would have a specially made giant fig leaf that would just fit over the top somewhere.
For your daughter or you?
Yeah.
I would be there, but I would just have a bandana over my eyes, blindfolded. I'm here in spirit, but fuck you guys. I'm not doing it.
Oh, would you walk her down the aisle with a blindfold?
Blindfolded, yes.
Oh, there we go.
And like
So wait,
a blind man's cane, so he's far away.
Yeah.
So I can keep him at 6 feet length.
Yeah. Especially, here's where you're pissed. If you have a daughter, we all have daughters. If the guy is the one who's really initiating all this stuff, right? If it was your daughter, you're like, whatever, God darn it, But if it's the guy, I don't know if I'm going to go to a naked daughter wedding. I don't think I'd go.
Fucking dirty hippies ruining the planet.
But I don't see what's wrong with it, guys. Come on. We're just being transparent.
Whatever. You're being fucking kooky is what you're being.
So you're telling me that you would actually you would walk naked in a wedding?
I would not. No. Nobody wants to see me naked.
Yeah, exactly.
Really.
No, thank you. No.
Yeah, that would be. I just say I would not
blind!
That would be hard though if your daughter's doing it. You're like, gosh, I really want to support you.
Can you imagine that conversation around dinner? Dad, we have to talk.
Yeah.
What is it? Kenny's going to be naked at the wedding.
Yeah. And the bride was too.
And you're like, wait, what? You guys are going to be naked? Is anybody else? No, just us.
Yeah. Right in the middle of your corn and mashed potato bite? Yeah, that wouldn't
No,
be
just
good.
us. And it's going to be lovely.
It's going to be on the beach, and there's going to be birds, and Kenny's going to sing a song.
Are you going to have bridesmaids and groomsmen?
Gosh.
Because I don't think you can't have clothed people if the other ones are naked.
I'm looking this up. It's the internet. It has to be on there somewhere.
Nude weddings? You're going to get pictures.
No, not nude weddings. Kenny Loggins' wedding.
There we go. I'm going to look at it. Kenny Loggins.
Okay, I just want to let the listeners know I'm the only one not looking up the nude Kenny Loggins wedding.
Not that I want to see Kenny nude. I want to see this fiasco of a shit show. If there's a picture of like everybody.
He married his second wife, Julia, in a nudist ceremony.
Oh, there you go. That's what you have on your coffee table that you look at, isn't it?
Is that a giant gold nugget in front of Kenny Loggins?
It's been photoshopped. It's not even Kenny Loggins.
Yeah. Okay.
We stood in front of the largest golden nugget in Vegas.
Yes.
It's pretty amazing. They found it in Australia.
His second marriage, it looks like he's clothed.
His second marriage? What are you talking about? His second marriage is where he got naked.
Oh, they don't look naked in that picture.
Maybe they got the pictures with clothes on and they just did the ceremony nude. We're just going to show each other our full.
But I guess
Kenny Loggins, the internet doesn't give a rat's ass about Kenny Loggins.
Also, this was done, in the 80s or maybe early 90s.
It was 90s.
Yeah. And so there wasn't a lot of internet stuff going on. It's kind of funny how we have so much on the last 20 years, but not.
Can't find me on the dating game.
No.
I don't exist on the internet.
Yeah.
I bet you do somewhere.
If I do, it's not out there.
It's game show oldies.
The all new dating game is out there on 4 or 5 videos, but that's it. There's no other recordings or snapshots or anything.
That is odd. You would think you should call the people who do the dating game and ask them if you can get a copy of that.
Who does the dating game anymore? Nobody does the dating game. The latest dating game is the one that came from the UK where people are naked. They're naked on the dating game.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's just too normal.
Where they show their feet, then their knees, then their crotch.
It was 1992.
92.
Oh, when he got married?
Mm-hmm.
The couple as well as a handful of guests were nude during the ceremony. The marriage ended in divorce 12 years later.
And a handful of guests?
That's what it says.
I do remember an article.
Because they're saying that Kenny Loggins is perhaps a nudist.
So you're telling me, you get the wedding invitation. Normally it's like, you and one guest, you and optional clothes. Is that the wedding? That's probably
well,
what it
I'm
was.
sure it was them and their nudist friends going, we'll just get married nude.
In the Redwoods somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was at Big Sur. Well, it was Big Sur, but on the beach.
Yeah. And I know it was on the beach, and I know that Michael McDonald was there. So
Was he nude too?
No.
Is there a nudist beach in Big Sur?
There was in 1992.
Okay.
Or I guess if you're Kenny Loggins, you can rent a section of it.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's extra.
What
If
did
you
he pay
fucking
with?
hippies are going to be
What did
nude.
he pay with? He has no wallet on him.
With a song.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sang Pooh Corner. Down by Pooh Corner.
Yeah, he's at the danger zone.
We're talking about Winnie the Pooh, right?
The acoustic.
Winnie the Pooh.
I wonder, is there an acoustic version of Danger Zone? I'm sure Kenny has done it.
Here we go now.
Got an idea for a topic? Who knows? We may reach out and use your suggestion on air. Let us know and visit damnopinion.com.
I wonder, what do you guys think is the number one country for sex slavery?
Thailand.
Think so?
I might sell them to Poland.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I can get 100,000 a kid. I think I might
Ukraine.
sell them. Yeah.
Ukraine. They need warriors.
Well, I'm sure there's lots of places that'll take them for sex slaves for $100,000.
Wow.
You are the nicest guys.
Just wow.
Trying to give Polish people pleasure since 1988. Okay.
Turkey.
3 years
I
in
don't
jail. Countries with sex
Russia.
slavery. I'm thinking Bosnia
one.
or something like that.
I'm thinking where men are totally in control. Turkey.
India is at the top of the list with 14 million victims. 14 million.
But again, that's sex trafficking.
Yeah.
That's trafficking the product.
Ask
it doesn't mean
how
you're...
much.
How many rubles? What do you want to know how much these kids are?
Yeah.
What?
Now I have a target, India.
Yeah.
I have a buyer.
China comes in second with 3.2 million victims, and Pakistan comes in third with 2.1.
Pakistan.
So Cambodia also is pretty
Which
bad.
is near Thailand.
Yeah. So that's, to me, crazy. 14 million victims?
Well, how many people are in India? There's a lot of people in India.
Well, aren't there 3 billion people in China? And only 3 million are sex
That's what I mean. China's got their act together.
I say only 3 million. But it's like, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, but do you think China is letting those stats out?
That's true.
It's a communist country. They're like, really? No, we only have 3 million. That's it.
So 1.4 billion.
Yeah.
So that means what? It's 1% of their population?
You're the financial analyst.
I can't do anything
Tell us,
without
Mr.
it.
Math.
Yeah, you're the
Calculator.
math person.
I think that is 1% of the population. That's
That number
it's
doesn't
not 10%.
1.4 billion and 3 million?
No, 14 million.
What, 14 million?
14 million.
No, you said 3
in
million
India.
was in China. Oh, in
yeah,
India.
I'm talking about India.
Gotcha.
So India has 1.4.
1%? That's very little.
Let's just see.
Is that
here.
an acceptable number?
For child trafficking.
Does the government
Can
go...
we keep it under 2?
Oh my
keep it
God.
under
When we
10.
hit 3%, we're going to have a problem.
That makes sense. If you got a town of 500 and you have one person sex trafficking, you're within the ratio.
There we are. There we go. It's all
Wow.
about, it's a numbers game.
Wow.
Nothing but a numbers game. Wow. That's crazy. Crazy.
100 grand per kid.
Oh, gosh.
It's some
Do you
dumb
think
number.
India has that much money?
Look, I don't know. It's some dumb number.
What number
What do
would
you mean India has
Okay.
that money? Sex traffickers have that money.
Okay.
How much? What am I supposed to do? You know, if the cops get me and they look at my search history, they're going to be like,
There's way worse in your search history than that.
how much?
Is there a
Can
number?
you sell a child for?
Is there a dollar number that you would just turn and walk away?
I would never sell a child or anyone to anybody for any amount of money.
Okay,
Never say never.
we're now off the air. Is there any amount of money that would have you turn and walk
Okay,
away?
$20 and some circus peanuts. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so I hear that James is going in for a procedure.
Yeah, he's going to get one of his toenails removed.
Get the old man procedure.
Oh, you're getting shaved down there?
Colonoscopy, endoscopy.
That.
Up the butt, down the throat.
I would love to know what you think is going to happen.
Wait a minute. Why did they go down the throat?
They're going to check to see if you have ulcers or anything like that.
What?
They're checking the stomach. as
Wait,
well.
why are they doing an endoscopy with you? Why do you have ulcers?
Yeah, no, but I've had some stomach issues, so they're like, we could do it while you're already here, and it's like, yeah, let's do it.
Okay,
So,
well, now you probably have stomach issues because you hang out with us too much.
well, as I get older, my stomach slows down. Anyway, when I went to go, so I made the appointment, and they send you to. I have Kaiser. So they send you to the pharmacy to pick up the stuff you're supposed to drink.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So they give you this gallon jug of powder in it.
Is it cherry flavored by any
I
chance?
have no idea.
Mine wasn't.
I don't think so. And you're supposed to fill it with water. So they give me a jug and a little jar of like 6 pills that you're supposed to take. Okay. So I show up and the girl's like, oh, well, you have 2 of these
What?
and 2
What?
things of pills. And I was like, what? And she gets like a shopping bag and she puts 2 gallons of the shit in. Now, again, it's just dry right now. I'm supposed to pour water in it when I'm ready. And she hands me a shopping bag and she's like, here you go. And the pharmacist wants to talk to you. And I was like, okay. So I go over and I wait and the pharmacist comes up and she's like, why do you have 2? It's like, stop scaring me already. And she's like, you usually only drink 1 of these. She's like, oh boy, that's not good. So what? That's what I'm saying. I'm going, well, you're not making me feel any better.
Was it a double order?
And so she's looking at my thing. She's like, you're getting the colonoscopy. And I was like, and I'm getting the endoscopy too. And she's like, oh, I see that. Yeah. So I have to drink. Most people, so mine's on Tuesday. Most people will drink their whole gallon and the thing on Monday. I have to start on Sunday.
What?
And drink the whole gallon on Sunday, a whole gallon on Monday, and then I'm going 3 days on a liquid diet. I was looking at the list. I can have like lime jello, broth, and water for
Wait a minute.
3 days.
You can't have cherry jello?
No, I can't have anything red or orange.
Oh my
No
gosh.
Gatorade, no nothing red or orange.
Okay.
Green jello, broth, and I think it's only like chicken broth or something, and like water for 3 freaking days.
Oh, that's going to be horrible.
No coffee, no nada.
Oh,
No
you are going to be
coffee?
hating life.
No nada.
Oh my gosh.
I am going to be a grumpy.
Okay,
man.
so no, I need to know, sir. What is the procedure exactly? Have they explained it to you?
I don't want to know.
Seriously?
They're going to go, "Ugh," and they're going to go, "Ugh."
No, are
That's
they
all
putting,
I really
I'm
need to
guessing
know.
they're putting you completely out.
I think so too, because I have to have a driver.
Well, it's not just the driver. Well, yeah, I get that for afterwards but you can have conscious sedation where you're conscious.
Dude, I don't want to know any of that. I don't want to think about
Well,
it.
not when it goes down your throat.
When I show up, just take care of it. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to knock me out.
So
or something.
I've done the colonoscopy.
Yeah, lots of people have.
He's done it many times just for the fun
and
of it.
the gallon drink. Let me just tell you.
You have to drink it every 15
Well,
minutes.
yeah, but hold on. This is what's going to
Every
make you. This is
15
what's gonna
minutes.
make
You have to
laugh.
drink a gallon every 15
No.
minutes?
No.
Okay.
Every
But you
15 minutes you're
drink every
drinking some.
15 minutes for like 3 hours until that thing is gone.
Oh.
It's like I don't know if it's magnesium citrate or
2
something
days
else,
in a row.
but
Dude, my insides are going to be like a chrome bumper on a 57 Chevy.
Yeah, normally you're starting about a day ahead, all right, before you go in. And so you're on a liquid diet, obviously.
Uh-huh.
But you drink that, and what happens is nothing occurs for like the first 4 to 6 hours. And you're like, this is weird. And then at some point you feel, okay, well, I do need to go to the bathroom. and you go, but it's not like out of the ordinary. It's 2 hours later that it's out of the ordinary. By the time you have your third dose, you're basically, it's just coming out like you had a bad
And I get to
bowl.
drink 2 gallons of that.
No, I get that. So here's the crazy part. The last time before you go in, like my procedure was somewhere around like 8 a.m. it was going to happen.
You're lucky. Mine's at 3 in the afternoon.
Well, no. What's not lucky is I had to drink again at like 5 in the morning. And I thought to myself, based on all the timing I had to do before, there's no way it's going to be in time. I'm going to be literally leaving a trail from my house all the way to
That's what I'm worried about.
Oh my God.
And so I drink it and I'm like, this isn't good. This isn't good. As I'm watching the clock, I've got to leave in a half an hour. It's going to hit. And I'm like, what am I going to do? 15 minutes before I had to leave, my body's like, now. And I literally went, and then there was nothing. I couldn't go anymore. It was like literally just liquid. Right. And
That's still not good.
no, but it's not, it's like liquid. It's like kind of not totally clear, but not really anything in there.
Yeah,
anymore.
I'm thinking about going and getting some Depends or something for the trip there because I
Honestly,
may not make it.
I was about to mention
and
that.
extra pants.
You might, because
Just bring sweats.
at that point,
I'm gonna wear like parachute pants.
it
Tuxedo pants.
clears you out.
Just to make it really bad. I wore a suit for the
You
occasion.
know what I'm gonna wear is the breakaway sweats that basketball players wear.
Just rip them off. But it's great though, because you're totally empty. I mean, there's nothing in there anymore.
After 2 gallons of that stuff, I freaking hope so.
And then what's insane is you're sitting in the office waiting to go in, and I got conscious sedation, so I don't know what's going to happen with you. But I remember talking about like a trip I took to Bora Bora with the 2 doctors that were.
I gotta think they're gonna knock me out because I'm getting
down the throat.
down the throat. They're
Right.
not gonna keep me awake for that.
But I'm telling you, it doesn't. At least it didn't hurt me. But I've heard other people have bad experiences as it goes up the backside. There's a camera. There's everything else going on.
Yeah, they're
in
checking
there.
y'all out.
And I'm looking over at the TV while I'm telling them about my trip that I took to Bora Bora, and it was weird. It's like, let me have this conversation as my ass is in your face with a tube up it, and you're looking at my colon on the screen. And these guys are like, I mean, they were really good natured and they were fun, but it was just like the
I'm
weirdest
not worried
thing.
about the colonoscopy. I'm more worried about the endoscopy because that thing is going down my throat. Am I
Yeah,
gonna?
you're gonna be
yak?
out.
I gotta think I'm out.
You're out.
There's no way they're gonna have me.
Well, my girl just had a tube go down her upper nose and down her throat, and she was awake for the whole thing.
Oh my god!
Very uncomfortable, and the tube was really big. I don't think that's with the endoscopy. I think it's very small, and it goes down your throat.
Please let them knock me out.
I think what it is it's the swallowing. Like you don't want to swallow, and you want to force it, and you have to just relax and let it go down. And I don't know if you're out, there's swallowing or if there's more damage.
If you just turned it into the podcast right now, you would think we're talking about something completely different.
I'm gonna
probably.
ask them. Just drug me. Just knock me out.
Yeah, you better.
They might.
Now, my doctor just said, hey, poop in a bucket. We'll analyze your feces.
You're still supposed to go get a colonoscopy.
I know. I was like, poop in a that's what
bucket?
you want me to
They
do.
gave you a bucket?
Whatever it was. I
I've
can't
done
remember.
that too, but you still are supposed to go in to screen for other things.
Right. I'm sure that's
I've been
next.
putting it off for a few years, and my wife's been like, "You need to go do it." And I'm like, "Fine, I'll go do it."
The only reason they have you do that when you go and get colonoscopy is because there's polyps. If there's polyps,
Yeah.
they can't tell that in the little one you do as a mail order way or the other things like that. So,
And I think there's some forms of cancer they can't tell either through your poop test either. They were saying there's a couple
Possible.
reasons that they go in and do it, so you just get done.
Isn't that what Steve Jobs ended up dying of?
I don't remember.
Like he could have gotten, or he did get tested and he knew, but I'm going to pray to Buddha or something and then
eat healthy.
Well, just FYI, this could be my last podcast.
What?
It really could be. Yeah, it really could be.
You could be doing this in what do you call it? Not postpartum, but post memoriam.
Yeah. We've always wanted to call it the Bill and Mark Show anyway.
And in honor of you getting this, we'll just call it BM.
Yeah.
You're too much.
Colonoscopy in you.
Exactly.
All right. Good luck with that. Okay, so listen to this. They just found the world's richest shipwreck.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
It's
How much
worth
money?
approximately, they believe, according to the record of what was on the ship, $20 billion.
What does it have? A bunch of gold on it?
It's off Colombia.
It's got gold. It's got priceless artifacts.
Emeralds.
Yeah.
Chests of emeralds, because emeralds were being shipped. Priceless china, that they actually got photos of it. The china is still intact.
Mm-hmm.
All these things from the Ming Dynasty.
So there's a big
emeralds.
argument, obviously, over whose it is.
Right, but the Colombian president said, get it and bring it up.
Yeah.
They're not saying protect it. He's like, grab it and bring it up. And it's the world's richest treasure underwater.
Yeah.
That we found so far.
Is it
Go ahead.
international waters?
No, it's Colombia.
Okay, then it's Colombia's.
But it's not their ship.
Whose ship is it?
Well, originally it was from, I think it was Spain or
I want to say Spain.
Portugal or something like that.
Yeah.
But so there's going to be an argument, obviously. But what's crazy is it's not the richest thing that's lost.
What do you mean?
There's a bunch of famous mines like the Lost Dutchman mine and everything else that's supposedly very rich, but they really don't know, right? They just know there's
Lots
gold
of
there.
ships carrying
But
stuff went down in storms.
World War II, there's a famous train that was on a stretch of track in Poland that went off on a supposed sidetrack and then was never seen again. And the train was loaded with treasure and gold bars.
Wow.
And it's just, they believe it was buried. Like it went through a tunnel and the tunnel was collapsed and it was buried and it's still there.
No way. So people got that money.
There's no way. It's billions and billions of dollars.
Yeah, people got that.
How do you launder that money?
You melt it down.
Yeah, but there's priceless art and everything on the train. Like there's all these priceless artifacts that were supposedly on this train.
Wow.
And it's crazy. I mean, where did it go? I don't know. It's in Poland. Poland has, I don't know if you know this, miles and miles and miles of tunnels that was dug under Poland. It was the first country that Hitler captured was Poland.
Right.
And they dug all these underground tunnels, like for miles
That's
in
because
every
they had
direction.
the Russians and the Germans. So they were like, dig some tunnels.
But according to the Polish government, they've only explored like 1/3 of them. There's so many of them that they just haven't gotten to. And I'm like, what? How do you not get to them?
And is there even a reason to get to them? Why is there a reason to get to them?
I think every single one needs to be explored.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
There's going to be artifacts and everything down there. There has to be.
Does there? There could just be some potatoes and stale bread.
Stale. Just stale
You
bread.
play RPG games. How do you not explore every nook and cranny? Of course, you
In
need to.
Poland, I mean, if I got a map that says this tunnel has treasure, then I'm going. But if I'm just searching tunnels, searching for treasure,
That seems like
I need a map
seems
that
exciting.
says this area.
Oh, wait, hold on. James is Mr. Outdoorsman. That's right. He doesn't want to go in underground spaces.
Exactly. But this is the RPG you're talking about. There has to be a quest to go do it, not just there's a million tunnels. Let's go explore them all. We might find something.
You know what I would do? I would hire some old little Polish guy and go, listen, man, I'll buy your bread and coffee and $20 if you just tell that man over there, listen, I was around and I saw the train. Go look in the tunnels.
You know what I would actually do? I would take sonar penetrating or ground penetrating sonar and stay above ground and search the tunnels. Oh, there's some emeralds right there. Then I'll go down and then find them. While you're roaming around in the dark with a torch.
That's like the guy in Tennessee who swore there was emeralds in his ground, in his backyard. And everyone was like, you are insane. Geological people are like, there's no emeralds in this area. You know what he found after digging for 5 years? A whole ton of freaking emeralds.
Seriously.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Emeralds.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah, that is.
Because they're
really
not supposed
weird.
to exist there. And they did. So I wonder if it was just power of positive thinking.
Yeah. There you go. I'm going to start digging in my backyard.
Yeah, we know what's in your backyard. Please don't dig that up.
Wow.
All 6 feet of it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a small dig.
Wow.
It's not really an archaeological team that's going to be needed to dig in your backyard.
It'll be Legos. That's what you'll find.
Oh, yeah. That is a treasure, my friends. That is a treasure. So, have you guys ever owned a boat?
No.
Yes.
Not a
kayak.
No, because
Canoe?
I've had
Canoes
a
are boats?
really nice raft, like, a really nice 6-person raft.
You're
but
killing me
No
right
boat. No.
Okay.
That's
I've
why I
owned a
said no.
canoe.
Now, I haven't owned a boat yet either, but one time my brother-in-law, he bought a boat.
I know.
And he kept it in my, I had a huge driveway. So he kept it there for storage. And I said, no problem. And as soon as people, like my wife had a church she went to, sometimes I'd go to this church. And as soon as people in that church found out I had a boat, I was getting all kinds of, oh, you got a boat out there. And it's like, yeah, we love the boats and la, la, la. And all of a sudden, everybody wanted to be my best friend. So they wanted to go out on the boat. And I'm thinking, you are a loser. Get out of here. And I could take the boat out anytime I wanted. I just didn't want to run it into a rock and then have my brother-in-law.
You drive on the boat. I would not get on the boat with you.
Or forget to put the drain plug back in.
That would be Bill.
Yeah, I would do something like that.
I thought there was gas in it.
Yeah.
In the middle of the lake, it's sinking.
Grab a paddle, guys. It's paddling time.
Wow.
No, had no desire to. Everybody always says the best days you own the boat is the day you buy it and the day you get rid of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I always remember that phrase, and there's no such thing as a free horse. I don't know why they say that, but you have to feed it.
Oh, that's because it's expensive.
Yeah, exactly. Free horse. I'll
care of
take it.
Yeah. No.
Oh, I won't.
Yeah.
No, I almost got a wild horse once. Wild horse.
How did you almost get a wild horse?
Because they were what they do is they go out and I don't want to say and ruin anybody's day, but they kill wild horses if there's too many.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're roaming the plains, which there still are, there's still a bunch of
That's a movie, isn't
wild
it?
horses.
Don't they
out there.
shoot wild horses? They shoot
horses.
horses, don't they? I think that's the name of the movie.
But they do.
Are you serious?
Yeah, look it up. They shoot horses, don't they? It's like a dance competition.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
I know, but just the phrase is.
It's a 1969 film.
Yeah.
Oh, gee whiz.
They shoot
Wow.
horses, don't they? And it's like a marathon
It's about
dance.
a dance marathon.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Okay.
So they do shoot wild horses if there's too many.
Horses. Sorry.
And they'll actually offer them transport to adopt if you have a place to take them.
Mm.
And you're like, okay, well, gosh, it's just a wild horse. I could spend the time to, somehow break it and brush it. I could love it and hold it and squeeze it and feed it.
It's a wild horse. I could totally take care of it.
Yeah, that's not going to work. Well.
No. Where were you going to keep it in Carmichael?
Like it was, no, it wasn't here. It was down in Southern California.
Oh, even better. Where were you going to keep it in your apartment when you didn't have a car?
No, it was on like 3/4 of an acre that would have been fenced in, but yeah, that's not a good idea.
No.
It's really stupid. And unless you're just, owning a horse is a lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
And you really have to be.
It's a lot of
into
work.
it. Yeah.
It's a lot of work. As someone who rides a horse once a year, I'm getting old and you're pretty high up.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
That horse gets to galloping, and when I'm not on a horse very much, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
All I got to do is come out of this stirrup and this horse gets spooked and take off on me, and I'm probably breaking something, probably a couple things if I fall off this horse.
I've ridden horses a lot when I was younger, but I can tell you that the scariest one I was ever on was in Mexico. Best one ever, Mexico. Rode in the surf, moonlight. It was awesome. Worst one ever, Mexico.
Moonlight.
Going back to the stable, the horses know which way to go. And they know they're going back, and there's no stopping them.
Oh.
And the guy in front of me could barely control his horse, and he almost got literally beheaded by a cable coming down from a pole.
Oh.
And he goes, well, he thought to himself, as the horse is racing to get back to the stable, I'm either going to get beheaded or I'm going to put my arms out and actually grab this cable. And he got pulled right off the horse and almost did a gymnast flip.
Oh my! I'd have just ducked down low.
He didn't have time. It was low. It just cleared the horse's head, so it might have brushed his back or something. But it was crazy.
Wow.
So,
whenever I think of horses, I think how they're made of glue. They make glue out of horses, right? You guys do know this.
Yes.
And then there's this.
It's not the whole horse, though. You know that, right?
Well, there's this.
No, he doesn't. He thinks they just put him down in, and glue comes out.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. There's this funny meme where it was like the
Because they're
invention.
made of glue.
Let's see, a funny meme. It's the invention of glue, and there's two guys in a bar, and he's like, I bet if we melt a horse, we could use it to stick stuff to other stuff. The guy's like, is everything all right at home, dude? It's just like, why do we come up with these great inventions?
I still am fascinated by how people come up with anything at all. Like, at all. Because the hooves of cows and horses make gelatin.
Yeah.
We
eat that.
Who came up with that one?
And can't they use something else now?
Yes.
Yeah.
But my point is, who came up with that?
You're sitting on the plains of Texas in 1805. And there ain't a lot of food on the plains of Texas. You got some snakes, you got some armadillos, and you got your horses. Maybe some wild pigs. Your horse dies. You're like, I'm kind of hungry. We're going to cook and boil every fucking part of that horse right there. Oh, look, we get like a dust. Let's add some water to it. Jell-O!
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's put some cherry flavoring in this shit.
People just said there was no TV. They weren't very smart. We're going to try and cook it. We're going to boil it down.
Okay, but then figure
It's
this
edible.
one out. I mean, I love these things because then you have cat gut that makes up tennis racket strings.
I was watching a good video the other day, and it was how the Chinese first made like silk quilts. And they were showing this guy, he was doing it old school authentic, and he had all these silkworms.
Yeah.
And like the little cocoons, the worms, and he like a bucket of them. And he puts them all in water, and then he takes them and opens each one up. Out comes the worm, and they're like encased in this silk. And he takes the silk, and he has this kind of a U-shaped tool, and he takes it and he stretches over it. He does like 4 or 5 of them over this thing. Then he peels it off, and it makes like a pocket, right? With 5 of them over. It's a little thick. And he lays it down. And he does that 100 times at least. And now he has a basket of these
Silk little cups. Yeah.
silk little, it almost looks like a bandana like this.
Uh-huh.
Okay. By the time he's done, it's kind of shaped in a triangle sort of. And then he puts them up to dry for the afternoon. They dry. Then they take them back. He stretches them out again to let them dry one more time. Then they show them, they take them at that point, and they have this big table, and they have 4 people, and they put one down on the table, and they pull it apart to the edges of the table. And they take the next one, and they pull it apart to the edges of the table. And they take the next one, and they pull it apart. And by the time they do 15 or 20, it makes a thick enough, and then they start sewing it. Who was sitting around and thought about that? See that little worm right there? I'm going to take that. I'm going to stretch it. I'm going to dry it.
No, they
I'm gonna
opened it up probably
stretch
to eat the worm and went, oh, what's this inside? Let's use that too.
But there was really smart people who were thought outside the box.
Well, it's not even thinking outside the box. It's like the 3 of us sitting there really bored one day in the Amazon jungle. It's like, man, it is hot out here, isn't it? Yeah, it sure is. Oh, look at that cool frog. You lick it. No, you lick it. No, you lick it. I mean, who came up with that
I
idea?
don't even think you licked it. You tried to eat it and went,
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it depends on the frog, and they're so closely related that some are poisonous and some are just giving you a really good trip.
well, that's because the person who tried it died. You're like, not that one.
Exactly. Don't do the frog with the red legs.
Don't do that one again.
So imagine how many inventions are not invented now because of video games and the internet. I mean,
Well,
we're all like,
there's no imagination anymore. You just sit there and get entertained.
well, and there's no boredom anymore. I love it. I got bored all the time. I used to write songs. I did all this stuff. I wrote stories. I did comic books. Now
What do you do? All you do is play on your phone and
play
put
on my
Legos
phone
together.
Exactly.
Well, that's your own fault. You could put it away, you know.
Those
Things are all still there
I
that
am
you talked
addicted.
about.
He'd put it away.
They're all still there.
He'd put it away. He'd sit down for about 30 minutes and go, I really got to be bored. I really got to be bored. No, screw this. He'd get up and get the phone again.
Right. That's pretty much my life. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all still there. You could totally rediscover all those things.
Mm-hmm.
Tune in for our next podcast when you'll hear the big, the bold, and the bald give their opinions on everything entertainment. Damnopinion.com